Nothing odd. Nothing odd. Doesn't seem to be much around here. Well, we can come back later. Perhaps we can interview people. Investigation time. I'm glad you heard that. It wasn't a very good crack. I can't crack my knuckles very well. I'm investigating the disappearance of Victor 11. You mind if I ask you a few questions? So the captain's made you her little snitch, has she? What? No! I'm not a snitch. I'm just kidding, sport. Ask away. He's very sarcastic, isn't he? Tell me about Victor 11. How well did you know him? Well enough. We weren't bosom buddies or anything, but we got along fine. We had occasional turf disputes when a guest from the sun deck caused problems at the bar and vice versa. Nothing serious. Did he drink a lot? He came here for the occasional shot every now and then if he had a straining shift. I never saw him flat out drunk though. He drank on duty? That's commonplace on board cruise ships. What else is there to do? Go dancing? Stay here long enough and you'll start doing it as well. Won't the passengers smell it on you? There's a breath mint for that. And most of them are way more sauce than we are anyway. He does have a point. He does have a point. Did he have any other problems I should know about? You mean substance abuse? That's pretty rare among the servant staff. They test us, you see. The guys down in engineering, though, they're always high on something. Who can blame them? Did Victor 11 want to leave the ship? He fought hard to be promoted to sun deck service. Competition for deck positions is fierce. There's no way he'd want to throw it all that away. So he didn't have any reason to leave, per se. So it's sounding more like foul play. Tell me about the circumstances of his disappearance. When was the last time you saw him? He came to the bar late last night. Stood just about where you are standing now. Had a few drinks to unwind after his shift. Oh, I thought he was going to continue. Did he talk to anybody at the bar? He said hi to some passengers, but aside from that, he was alone. It seemed like he was waiting for someone. Who? Don't know. Nobody showed up. Did he drink enough to become impaired in any way? Could he have fallen overboard? That sounds unlikely to me. He walked straight as an arrow when he left. When was that? About 11 or 12. Was there anything that seemed strange about him last night? Not that I recall. He just stood there, doodling away on a napkin. What did he draw? Something that might be related to what you're looking for. You can have it, but first, there's something I need you to help me with. Of course. What now? Ever since I came on board, the captain's been asking me to make her a Bloody Mary. And because of the rationing, some ingredients are nigh impossible to get a hold of. What do you want me to do about it? Make me a Bloody Mary, and I'll give you the napkin. Sounds fair, I guess. Thanks. This really means a lot to me. Well, what did you do on the night of his disappearance? I was working here pretty much all night. Did you hear or see anything out of the ordinary? There were a few straggling passengers. Wait. That's the wrong word. That's where. There were a few straggling passengers, so I got off a little bit later than usual. When did you get off? 1:30, I'd say. What did you do once your shift was over? I went straight to my cabin and decompressed, listening to some music. You didn't hear something strange during that time? I fell asleep pretty quickly. Okay. How did you find out he was missing? I heard some passengers arguing over chair bookings as I woke up. Some passengers like to have breakfast on the sun deck. It can get pretty crowded sometimes. I remember thinking that I didn't envy Victor 11 at his job. When was this? Probably around 9 o'clock? Is that when you knew he was missing? No, but his absence seemed a bit strange. He has to sort those things out, but I couldn't hear him that morning. 10 minutes later, they paged him over the PA system, but I thought he'd just overslept or something. Did he do that occasionally? Not once, that I recall. Alright, something more and more like that foul play was involved here. Tell me about the crew. The busboy. That guy is too high-strung for his own good. The only reason he's allowed up here is due to some mental ailment. The guy's afraid of his own shadow. We kinda noticed he was a little paranoid. The doctor thought some fresh air might do him some good. When I was fresh on board, he used to confide all of these wacko theories to me. As bartender, that comes with the job. But this guy was talking headache-inducing tinfoil hat stuff. Oh boy. The aliens! They're trying to get my brain! That's why I wear this tinfoil hat! After a while, I just stopped listening. He must have noticed because he stopped talking to me pretty much entirely. These days, he mostly keeps to himself. What kind of theories did he talk about? That there's something wrong with the ship, but she's looking pretty good to me, eh? What was his relationship to Victor 11? They didn't have much contact, but I saw them talking more and more lately. In a friendly fashion? They weren't exactly cracking jokes, but they seemed to get along. I don't know if it was friendship, though. They seemed more like schoolboys sharing the secret of a hidden porn stash. Really? I don't think I ever remember this. That's a weird analogy. You know, it fits, but it's a weird analogy. What were they talking about? The weather. I've never heard them talk about anything else. The weather. I call secret code. Aside from his hugely inflated ego, he's pretty unremarkable. What was his relationship to Victor 11? They shared cabins, so they must have known each other pretty well. I never saw them hang out or do anything together, though. What did you think that is? Or why do you think that is? Living that close to someone, you quickly have your fill. That makes sense. And I can talk about that with some of my roommates, especially my last roommate, whom I never got along with. The captain's aide. Standing so close to the bridge has given him an inflated sense of importance. He's just a glorified messenger boy with no real authority. Excuse me. Belching a lot today. What was his relationship to Victor 11? Pretty non-existent. Captain Zay doesn't like to mix with the rest of us. I suspect he thinks its adversity affects his chances of getting promoted. What about the captain? She's a living legend, and I'm really honored to be serving her under her command. Her service during the Great War is legendary. What was her relationship to Victor 11? She wasn't part of the command, or he wasn't part of the command crew. Excuse me. Oh, bless me. I doubt she knew him other than as a name in the personal files. Makes sense. And we kind of know how to make a Bloody Mary. Let's see. Americano. I need to double check. There we are. 1 part vermouth, 7 parts gin, tomatoes juice, hot sauce, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce. Well, we've only got 4 of those. We don't have hot sauce or tomato juice. At least I don't think we have hot sauce. No, we don't. But we could add all of these ingredients in for now. And let's see if we can get a tomato from the kitchen. Kitchen here? Do you have any tomatoes down there? We're working within limitations just like you. I've already blown through this month's tomato ration. Then that's your okay. You can't even spare a single tomato? I just need some juice for a drink. To tell you the truth, we haven't seen a tomato in weeks. We started using surrogates at this point, and I suggest you do the same. What can I use as a tomato juice surrogate? Oh, anything red and liquid will probably do just fine. If you make the drink strong enough, these little bums won't notice. Thanks, I'll try that. I'm trying to locate Victor 11. You see him down there? No, he hasn't been down in the kitchen. Nobody's here seen him. Right, just checking. Sorry, wrong number. Even though I just talked to him. Okay. Well, we can't finish the Bloody Mary now. So we might as well go on questioning. You, Victor 7. I'd like to ask you a few questions about it if you don't mind. Shoot. How well did you know Victor 11? I knew him quite well, I guess. We shared cabins for the last couple of months. Which cabin would that be? Cabin 2, the one right next to yours. I'd like to check it out where he lived. You wouldn't happen to have the key, would you? As strange as it might sound, I seem to have forgotten where I put it. Maybe you can do something for me to jog my memory. Like what? There's this guy down in the kitchen, Victor 84. He's just a prep chef, but for some reason he thinks he's got the right to boss my waiters around. If you could find some way to teach that guy a lesson, I might be able to remember where I put the key. What type of lesson? Something that says, don't mess with the waitstaff. How do I do that? Frankly, I don't want to know. Okay, alright. Great. Come back once it's done, I'll give you the key. Going around doing stuff for all these lazy bastards. When was the last time you saw him? Last night, around 9 or 10. Where was that? In our cabin, as I was coming back from a shift. He was freshening up. Said he had a meeting with someone on the sun deck. Who? I don't know, but he seemed pretty antsy. Got himself perfumed to the gills, so naturally I thought he was seeing some skirt from the passenger section. You didn't ask? We're not allowed to consort with passengers, but if one of us does, I tend to look the other way. What happened next? I tried to cover his morning shift, thinking he was off on cloud 9. But when he didn't show up for lunch, I started to suspect something was wrong. What did he do then? By then, his absence had been noted by the others. I didn't tell anyone about the meeting because I thought it would look better on his permanent record. I see. Do you have reason to believe he wanted to leave the ship? He never mentioned that to me, and we were pretty close. Did he seem unhappy about something? I wouldn't say that. He seemed pretty preoccupied, but definitely not happy. Definitively not happy. Preoccupied with what? I don't know. He never told me. Do you have any enemies on board? Why do you ask? You think somebody wanted to get rid of him? I'm just trying to be thorough. How can you make enemies on a sun deck? I don't know. Maybe he got a bit too personal with somebody's wife? I suppose that's possible, but he always seemed so professional. Well, never be sure. Well, might as well. Why don't we yell at the kitchen? Kitchen! You guys suck! Stop harassing the wait staff, or else. Or else what? You'll regret it. You have to be a lot more convincing than that, I'm afraid. Well... Oh, what was it? There is a way to do it, but I can't remember now. Ah, now I remember. But at the moment, we don't have everything we need. So... Actually, wait a minute. Hold on. There was something from the engineering we could call up. Hello? I'm trying to... Well, we can ask them. Have you seen Victor 11? No, I haven't seen him down here. Right. I'm calling from... the kitchen. Is this about the stove cleaner? Yeah. I'm sorry, I totally forgot to order that. But I was sending something similar in the dumbwaiter. Sure, sounds good. I'll put it in the dumbwaiter then. Alrighty, let's call it back up. Bing. Gasoline. Gasoline for stove cleaner. That's not similar at all. They must be blind down there. Well, I guess with all the coal and or whatnot down there, they probably are. And now actually, we have something we can do. Put the gasoline in the bowl. I know it sounds weird, but stay with me here. Stay with me here. It makes sense in a minute. Call the kitchen. Kitchen here? Hello, I'm calling from the restaurant. Gee, what now? We received a complaint. Oh boy, what's the problem? A customer said the soup was too... actually, we can get something else. It was too mild. Is there something you can do about that? Sure, that's easy. I'll put something in the dumbwaiter right away. Thanks. Because we actually need that. Because we get hot sauce. And actually, if you look at it, it looks like the the normal Tabasco sauce. I like that. I like that they actually endorsements. Now we need to call them up again, and this is where the gasoline in the bowl comes in. Like I said, stay with me. It makes sense. Kind of, maybe. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm calling from the restaurant. Gee, what now? We received a complaint. Customer said it was too cold. Something you can do about it? Sure, that's easy. Just send the dish down and I'll put it in the blast furnace. It'll make anything smoking hot in mere seconds. Thanks. And put the gasoline bowl in the dumbwaiter and send it down to the kitchen. And right on cue. Attention, security personnel! Fire emergency detected in the prep kitchen. I repeat, fire emergency detected in the prep kitchen. Yeah, that was probably pretty violent. But that's what you're supposed to do. Don't judge me. That's what you're supposed to do. I have not found any other way to do it. Saving. And I heard the alarm. Was that you? Yeah. Holy shit, I thought you'd go down and slap him around, not set the whole kitchen on fire. I didn't think it would be that bad. You scare me, man. If I had known you'd do that, I would have just given you the key up front. You could have killed somebody. So you remember where you put the key then? Yeah? Here. Take it. And like I said, that's the only way I can think of. So, it's the only way in there to get into cabin 2. So, we might as well check out cabin 2. We'll go talk with, what's his name?